Hi everybody, back to YouTube's Roulette, kinda, sorta. Yeah, this should have been a bit more energetic, I think, but I don't know if tiredness is getting to me or the sheer amount of volume of things I'm about to do. Well, about to do. Huh. I'm not I can English. Totally. Right. Quite possible. Did not notice a bunch of notifications. Jesus. Let me check that and then get back to playing this. Actually, I can do multiple things. I'm gonna be checking this and I'm gonna be doing the roulettes while actually just joining up. Because I'm already gonna wait for a while, so might as well. So check a few things. 5 years ago I got the Star Wars Bounty Hunters code book. May the 4th is coming soon. Oh yeah, I love that robot is coming next month. I think. There was a show of it. Anyway, I'm trying this on YouTube to see how badly or poorly it does, because I've noticed it on Twitch and there's like 20,000 people streaming. Everybody's playing this that dragon something breaker, I don't know, thing. And I'm like, dude, I don't need that. I can do something else. I mean, I would be just buried. Like the first 10 are gonna be the most important things, and then I would just be buried. And the only thing I'm doing this is also gotta have something to drink. The only reason I'm doing this is kind of I'm gonna play, I'm gonna watch some YouTube, I'm gonna comment on some YouTubes, maybe, and you know, just hang around for the next few hours. Which is, yeah, I have a few hours to do that. So I might as well just put stuff on my channel and stream. I should probably get a link to this and share it to a few places. I can get that then. Share. Oh, give me the game. Give me the link. Gives me those links. Gives me the links so I can share this to the other people's. Let's see, this is gonna be interesting for anybody. Okay, copy. Do all of that. Thank you. And yes, share it there, share it here, share it everywhere. And anyway, got some snacks, got some booze. Probably shouldn't show the labels or whatever this is. And yeah, let's dive in. as soon as, I mean, I get in line, because playing a DPS here is, you're gonna see a lot of lines, lots and lots of lines. I want to check something. Central East Subdivision. Okay. There's been a lot of houses on sale, quote unquote, but it kind of. No, we can go here actually. It kind of got broke, and people weren't winning their lot or lotteries, so it ended up being, I think, turned off more or less. So now I need to wait to see when will all the housing be, available for sale again. I want to try and, I mean, I can't really just buy. I'm gonna be put in a lottery and then I will see if they pick me up. I can only put like on one house. Like this is a nice place, but I found some beachfront. That is even better. Like if I get this house, then oh wait, I can't get. This is a which district is this? Oh, this is 17. Okay, I actually can't get the house here. I need to get it in another 19 to 24 districts are for plebs like me. This is all for FCs. I want to check something. Is my... yeah, it is. If you do hear some cracking and snacking, that's me cracking and snacking. So, if I go to some other ones, like 19 and all these, there is no marking when it's going to be a sale or something, or when I can like, put my down payment for it. So let's get into something akin to chatting and
already purchased unplayable.
I'm gonna just watch YouTube's
consumer due to its limiting folks' ability to purchase single games at a reduced price. In some cases, such as with BioShock and Dead Island, the newer reissues lack previous features or sport new bugs too. And that's certainly a potential possibility with Sonic Origins. We don't know for sure yet, but there's been a history of that having happened before, and there is no release that exhibits that better than Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition, which was a train wreck of a launch, and PC Gamer aptly released the following article titled "The GTA Trilogy Train Wreck was a wake-up
I'm sad.
call.
I really
Stop
wanted to get that game.
Old games. Remaster shouldn't delete the work
It's not
that
worth it.
preceded them." Indeed, the approach that should be taken is that of, say, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which if you look for on Steam is there, but also is listed alongside the classic versions of Mass Effect, Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 3. Arguably, the Legendary Edition is the definitive edition of these games, and in a lot of ways does remaster and improve these games, especially Mass Effect 1, but I recall some discourse about how some people didn't like some of
back
the
to Lamins.
visual
Wow,
changes
okay,
and modifications
I'm all...
that
oh
were
wait.
for Mass Effect 1. They
No,
prefer
let's join.
the mood
Trial,
that the classic
let's go.
version provides. And so for those players, they at least have the option to go back and buy this version, the classic version, instead, and play that version if that happens to be the one that they prefer. Just because the Legendary Edition objectively makes improvements to Mass Effect 1 doesn't mean that there aren't aspects about the classic version of Mass Effect 1 that people don't value and that people would like to see preserved. In a similar vein, with the classic versions of these Sonic games, the classics should be preserved. Now, this is a scenario where the remastered collection is, for the most part, superior to the classics, whereas GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, that was a situation.
I'm gonna be multitasking like a lot. Maybe I'm not gonna be as talkative as usual. I'm gonna try, but maybe not.
Buggier, missing certain features,
Well, I need to pay attention to
visually
here.
less pleasing to the eyes and less consistent, so on and so forth. A lot of people who picked up GTA Trilogy, especially on launch day, immediately wanted to go back to the classics, which Rockstar did delist until there was enough backlash that they did bring the original games back to just PC and to just the Rockstar store and launcher, I believe, on consoles and on other PC launchers. The games, the classic versions of the GTA Trilogy games are nowhere to be found because Rockstar want to make the pricier and
It's funny,
inferior
some of
GTA
these classes
Trilogy
they really cannot
collection
lose
the de facto
mana.
version of these classic games,
Just
make it
can't.
the only version that people are able to purchase instead of giving them
Oh,
the choice
fuck.
based on what they
Well, I
think
survived.
about the new Trilogy remaster and based on how they want to spend their money. Now with Sonic Origins kind of pulling something similar, some of the feedback you're seeing on Twitter include I 100% guarantee that something will be different and accurate in the new versions of Sonic Origins in the remastered version of
Okay,
Sonic Pack
stay
of
back.
1 to
Never mind,
CD3,
I'll stay at the back.
and that this is a completely boneheaded move. It's like we fetishize film so much that we want to make the same mistake Star Wars made, tossing away the originals for the better version. As far
Ooh.
as Star Wars is concerned,
Move out of the red, move out of the red.
made post-movie release, post-theatrical release, a lot of those changes, the majority of those changes, many would argue, actually made the movies inferior.
Shit.
There was just too much.
Focus,
The
focus,
adage of
focus.
sometimes less is
This.
more is very much relevant as far as Star Wars is concerned. The same Twitter user went into
Get
further
the nails,
details
get
about
the
their concerns.
nails.
I think there's a very, very good chance that they're going to mess with the Sonic 3 soundtrack, and that this moment in time right now is the last time you can legally purchase the real one. Fortunately for this game, the Genesis is a very solvable problem preservation-wise, and we don't actually need purchasable access to get to the original if needed, but still it's pretty frustrating. I adore these ports as modern remixes and as onboarding for new players,
Hot.
taken that rewrite history, such as completing an unused level without knowing the original design. The new player assumes it was always there. And don't get me wrong, the changes are awesome. There is some incredible fan service in there.
Oh, okay, fire.
These games, but I believe these changes were made believing that the originals would never go away. It's not just this one individual who are peeved by this. More feedback can be found in the comment section of this Nibel post highlighting the delisting of these classic Sonic titles. You can see that the overwhelming majority are denouncing this move on the part of Sega. Here's one comment that reads,
To get in close
"This has
and
worked so
slash.
well for other companies." Here's another comment that calls Sega's intentions into question. They really want people to purchase that $45 premium
Whoops.
edition.
Let's get out. Ooh.
Well, scrolling further down,
Ow.
it's got somebody pointing out how Nintendo
Still landed
tried to
into
do
the
this
fire.
with Wii U to Switch ports, removing the original Wii U versions along the way, and how that didn't go down well with the community.
Oof,
Not
that's
surprisingly, plenty of people reminiscing what happened with GTA Trilogy and how plenty of people missed the classic versions when the trilogy came out. So yeah, the general sentiment out there is companies, stop doing this crap, preserve your games, preserve history, and give people as many options as possible to purchase the version of the game that they want.
Ooh.
Because at the end of the day, the classics
Gladiator.
will always be the classics. Otherwise, stop complaining that people emulate your games or pirate your games.
I mean,
Not
there's a
offering
big
better
chance I'll
options
get
or
because
removing
people do
options
this many times.
that would allow people to give you money for the classic versions. Instead, they have to go the emulation route because that's the only option available for these classic versions. So that's all on you
After the
guys.
trial,
By doing this,
main
Sega has
scenario,
made it that much
yeah,
more
we get a
justifiable
lot
for
less.
people to just download the ROMs of
I'm gonna
the
try. I
classic
haven't tried main
versions
scenario
that will
since
no
the
longer
new
be
patch came
digitally
out.
available for
19
purchase.
minutes?
Sega, stop shooting yourself in the foot by
Wow.
overcomplicating your business schemes.
Mm,
And
let me
stop
respond to something
with the
and I'll
nickel and
be
diming. Just
into it.
release a $40 package. Advertise how cool the remastered elements and the additional features are. Release it as a simple base package that comes with everything, and let players enjoy and let players have the option to go back and buy the classic versions if they so desire. Plain and simple. It's highly doubtful that Sega will actually listen to the backlash and make adjustments in response to the criticism, but hey, we can still continue to let them know that this is not okay and be vocal enough that maybe they'll think twice next time about pulling something like this. But I guess only time will tell. In the meantime, this is one man's take. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Sonic Origins launch, resulting in the delisting.
Yeah, the
of
delisting is
classic
awful.
versions of
That's
the
the
collection's
worst
games.
idea
Share
ever.
your thoughts in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and
No.
discussions, stay tuned
No.
right here on Young Yeah. I'll
Oh,
see
I
you
want to
guys
see that
next
game. Oh,
time.
here.
Young.
Or rather, let's continue with this, the Twitch thing. About one thing that gave me ideas to maybe come back to YouTube, but I still can't. The Twitch is still too big of a platform for this. Actually, not too big, but too focused. And well, around it. Like, I wanted to try and find everybody who's streaming Final Fantasy on YouTube, and I can't. Like, I go into the lives, I go into this search is general, like for everything. It's not for, you know, just live and one other thing. Maybe like there's a, I should type live and then search that. But it's kind of, I don't know. YouTube's not designed for that. You should probably follow somebody on YouTube and then they will see. I mean, worst thing is, I switch over to Twitch in like an hour or two. I'll see. But this is gonna be just chill, and let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, one more thing. You've seen the line for this, like I'm number 40 something, and just the main scenario, which is ridiculous. Let's withdraw, and let's switch to my astrologian, which I'm currently leveling up, getting to 50 at least. Still haven't done the story, but go to it. And I'll see. You will see in how many 0.000 seconds I get a game in. Count from like moment I click join. Instant. Fucking instant. Not even like I couldn't even click away. It's just like instant. I am gonna click on it. Also, sorry, it's kind of so choosing. I should probably leave it here. Instant.
That is not their strong suit.
They know you'll leave the platform if that happens. So they very intentionally check. You just watch an ad, you don't have to watch another one. That's why a creator can't put an ad every 5 seconds. YouTube won't serve those ads even if they're meant to be there by the creator. Twitch doesn't have that technology yet.
Oh boy,
which
man,
makes it
again.
really frustrating. And it makes me pay $9 a month for Twitch Turbo, which if you don't know is basically like their YouTube Premium. It's their ad-free service. Paying $9 for a goddamn ad blocker because I can't get it to work on my mobile phone. I tried to jailbreak it, didn't work. And it's crazy. And it's crazy. And it makes sense. It makes sense because, look, Twitch loses a lot of money. This is their revenue over the past 5 years. And in 2020, they made $2.3 billion.
I need to remember what I can do.
And in advertising revenue, they made $750 million. Not bad, right? That was one of the biggest growths
okay,
they had.
dude, you pulled too much. You pulled too much.
A lot more people watching Twitch.
Right.
YouTube that same year, $120 billion.
I think that's a bit more. So that's like the same number except there's 2 zeros behind it.
God damn it.
Huh. That is a lot more. That's way more, isn't it? Oh my god. That's yeah, it's just the same number except there's a couple zeros behind it. Ain't that something?
So we're
even with Twitch Prime you get ads. Back in the day, like way back in the day, you used to not get ads if you had Twitch Prime. Like if you Twitch Prime to somebody's stream, you wouldn't get ads.
This is why I don't like some of these.
2018, like late 2017, something.
Okay, but let me just. This is why I don't like healing sometimes, because the tanks become too fucking greedy, and it's like. Okay, dude, I know you can pull everything on the fucking map, but please fucking don't. Like, I can heal to a point, I can't heal everything. Okay, can you pull something? The dude's about to die. Yeah, I need to use my biggest heal all the time. And cleansing. Okay, yes, I know, you can pull everything. Please don't. Is this for him? Did you even get the key that we need?
Like that. Who remembers that? Anybody
really
remember
in
that?
the same ballpark. But the bigger problem is how much money Twitch is hemorrhaging. I mean, they are burning through money. They have hundreds of engineers who they hire full-time people, and paying staff is not cheap. What products have Twitch released in the past 6 months to a year that these engineers are working on? Why do you have so many engineers? If
Well, we had the thing where if you watch an ad, you have to watch another ad, and so that took the people that worked there, it took them a year to do. And like this year, they're gonna have it to where like if you watch an ad and then you watch another ad, you have to watch another ad after that.
So bloated and nothing comes out for 9 months. And I've spoken to a lot of high up product managers at Twitch, and they have great ideas. They're smart people.
They are.
But it's impossible to get them through. They're not really working like a well-oiled machine. And that's not to even talk about how much money they're losing with Twitch Prime.
I think also, like, yeah, Twitch Prime for sure. Because, like, every Twitch Prime that they pay out, think about it, right? Every Twitch Prime is a minus 3.5 or a minus 2.5 on Twitch's fucking accounting. Like, that's every single one. And that's a lot of fucking money, man. Also, if you get something, yeah, there's a lot, man, it is.
Are you kidding me? I mean, Twitch Prime's amazing, and it immediately made a lot more people
able to make a living.
sub-count explode,
Yeah.
and be able to go full-time and better content came.
It's good.
They lose money on that, right? And you can say marketing spends over and over and over, but eventually you have to prove it to the big dogs. Twitch will have to prove to Amazon that, oh, these marketing expenses in us losing, you know, millions, if not tens of millions of dollars every month is actually good. This is good for you. And eventually Amazon won't want to hemorrhage money. They will want to turn profitability. Like,
I think that's what's happening now, if you want me to be totally honest. I think that's why this is happening. Like, the reason why these problems are occurring is because of Amazon seeing Twitch not making a lot of money, seeing Twitch not returning this revenue, and then that's what happens. That's what, like, these things are happening because of that. Because, like, you're right. I think that Twitch, a lot of people at Twitch, like, there hasn't been a lot of innovation with streams in the past, like, 2 years. Like, there have been small things where, like, if somebody runs an ad, sometimes you get, like, the ad is the full screen, and then, like, it basically, like, the stream turns into, like, me, where the ad is Ludwig. You see what I'm saying, right? You guys had that, like, the picture-in-picture thing happen? Like, there's that, subbed hype trains, there's that, fuck, let's see. Why should there be? Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, yeah, there's that. It's muted. Yeah, it's muted too. So, like, it's still fundamentally cannibalistic, but, like, you can make an argument that it is slightly better. It's like 20% better. But Summit Stream does that. Yeah, I've seen that. The point system. I think channel points are a great idea. Like, Twitch having channel points into predictions and polls and stuff like that, that is a universal W by Twitch. Great fucking idea. Whoever thought of that, I hope they're in charge of more things in the future. However, there's a lot of things that happen that are just really not that useful to
Don't pull everything. God damn it, man.
And they're not really helping advance the website or innovate the website.
like all Silicon Valley companies must eventually do is at least have a game plan to be profitable. And that's, you know, the same problem that companies like Netflix and Uber are currently struggling with. And the difference is this is not a public company that has to report to shareholders and, you know, maybe can stick around a little longer. It reports to Amazon. If Amazon
That's worse.
one day comes down and is upset, and it's Jeff Bezos, and he's just fuming and going, Twitch has to respond, and they have to have some plan. And I think that's why they've made all these changes. That's why they want more ads for every streamer, because ads are a more scalable way for profitability. That's why they want to reduce the amount of money they're blowing and losing on subscribers. And maybe there's a day where they remove Twitch Prime. They know internally that doing that is like,
I don't think they're gonna remove Twitch Prime. I feel like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Is this gonna happen in 10 years or something like this? I mean, fuck. Like, maybe it will. But, I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. They have to? I don't really think so.
Fire bells.
I feel like Twitch Prime not removing ads probably makes it to where it's not a minus 3.5, it's maybe a minus 1.
Ringing, you know, this is okay with the little dog sitting around fire meme. It wouldn't go over well. And I'll, you know, leave you off with this. Hey, nothing like my boss Lester coming in here. This is one of the heads of gaming.
This is the exact tweet that I
Lots coming to YouTube Gaming next 2 weeks. Also, PSA, YouTube's rev share across fan funding features, supers memberships, remains 70-30.
Isn't that interesting? What a,
Now, I'll admit that
yeah.
I do think that right now, if you're a new creator and you don't get a deal from a platform, Twitch has a lot more to offer. Just in discoverability, even though it's not the best discoverability platform.
Yeah,
it's still
discoverability.
better than YouTube Gaming.
Oh yeah.
Because Lord knows when I go to YouTube.com,
Yeah.
scroll down here like I always do, scroll down on the left and click live. This, oh, whoops. This isn't great. This isn't the greatest thing of all time,
yeah.
right? Like Nora.
Ludwig's on contract. Non-disparagement clause. I'm not. It's fucking garbage. It's absolute trash. It is probably the worst thing I've seen ever. Mixer was better than this. And Mixer is in the toilet. If YouTube was built around live streaming, it would be in the dumpster. Fix it tomorrow.
Jones, why
It's
are
a
they?
joke.
This is one human. Okay, there's Doc. That's someone who should be in like the like-minded group of streamers,
Yeah.
of gaming streamers that I should.
There's like no
be watching.
categories or anything.
But it's impossible.
No categories, no.
It's all a mess. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna wait here for this Jake Paul stream.
Oh, thank God.
Hang out with Janice and Colton. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, boys. If you haven't, can you subscribe? All right. We keep getting more viewers on videos than we have subscribers, and it would be cool if the number went up because it makes me feel good. And that's all. See you guys next time. All right. Goodbye.
That's a good video. I agree with pretty much everything he said. I mean, I do. I think this is going to be a good thing. I'll link the video for you guys. I think this is Ludwig's other channel. I was going to watch this and talk about this too.
He's like, that's interesting. He's like, what if the rules were like a little more lax? You know, like what if Twitch was in a way where like, you know, there was a Twitch after dark section where you could just
dark.
like it was very understood that this was targeted towards an adult like category, and you were able to do that. And I was like, that would be sick. Like that would be huge for me. It's like that's interesting. And he was like asking me all these questions, like, yeah, you know, because we could make it so we don't have this yet, but we could make it possibly so that we could separate the advertising. So if people don't want to advertise on like adult level streams, they can choose to opt out and stuff like that. And I was like, interesting.
I don't think this is going to happen.
I mean, it wasn't.
I don't think this is going to happen at all. I think there is a 0% chance of this happening. The reason for that is that if somebody says something, yeah, there's no shot. Like I really don't think so. I think whoever thought this was a good idea, Twitch, is totally wrong. Like, I'm not going to be rude. Totally fucking wrong. So, number one, so what is the stuff that's going to make the company
Oh yeah, they've
bad?
changed the fight, I
You know,
forgot.
what really is it? It's going to be things that are edgy and things that are sexual, right?
Oh, great.
So
I got-
if you have people talking about Twitch and somebody doing
You need to be
porn
closer
or
to-
something like that, gambling, well, that's happening already. And like you could argue sexual stuff is happening already too, but you see generally what I'm saying, right? And in general, I think the things that are politically incorrect, yeah, they're not going to care. It's not like the advertisers are going to be like, oh, well, it happened. Like, for example, a lot of times whenever people get in trouble, like PewDiePie or like whatever, PewDiePie, right? Whenever the bridge thing happened, right? He lost sponsors for this. And it's not because he was actively promoting those sponsors at the exact moment that the bridge thing happened. He just lost them because they don't want to be involved with that, period. The advertisers, it doesn't matter if you're directly
Can I cleanse
advertising
this?
their
Oh, I
stuff
can.
at the exact moment that the
Nice.
things are occurring. They don't want to have their
Can cleanse
content
Pinterest,
on
right?
a platform that has this on there to begin with. So this is what happened with YouTube, for example. So YouTube had like all of these like weird pedo bait videos and stuff like this, right? For like kids to watch, and it was like creepy, weird shit. And the ads were not on these videos in many regards. Many times they were not even on these videos. It's not like the advertisers were on these videos, but they just didn't want to be on a website that provided a platform for this kind of content. And I
Yes,
think
if I
that's
cannot
what the
be
real
stoned.
issue with this stuff is that whenever you're talking about brands like McDonald's, brands like you know, like a lot of these like different movie companies, etc. They don't want to have their, yeah, no, Elsagate, yeah, look that up. Actually, don't. Just take my word for it that it was really creepy and weird, and YouTube had to crack down on a lot of stuff. Just don't look that up. Take my word for it. It's just disgusting. So anyway, this is kind of what happens, and I think this is really fucking weird. Exactly, a separate service. Exactly. Yes, you need a separate service. It's like Patreon, for example, does not allow like porn. Now, obviously, there are girls that take lewd photos on there, and I'm sure some of them take nude photos on there, but there have been plenty of girls that have been removed from Patreon because of that. And so you have like sexual content, but you don't have porn. And like, where is that line drawn? I think it's on like nudity and like, you know, the focus of like content, etc. It does allow porn. It allows porn now. It used to not allow it. Am I wrong about this? Yeah, it used to not allow it. It's changed. Twitter allows porn? Yes, it does. It does now for sure. Okay, Patreon has porn games. Bad example then. Bad fucking example. Okay, I guess that's not the case. But in general, this is what I'm saying, is I don't think Twitch is ever going to do this because it will tangentially make the content that the advertisers are advertising on, it will link them to it. So like if an article comes out about somebody saying something that's like very politically incorrect, or somebody saying something that is, you know, doing something that's like very sexual or whatever, it's going to say Twitch TV. It's not going to say Twitch TV After Dark. They're not going to say, oh, yeah, but it happened at 11:30, so, like, you can't get mad about it. Like, that's not how the advertisers are going to look at it. And in my opinion, I think advertisers are total fucking pussies. I wish these companies would have more of a backbone, because the fact is, if none of the companies put up with their bullshit, the advertisers wouldn't be able to put their bullshit out there in the first place, because they still have to advertise their products. And if nobody's putting up with their bullshit, then they just have to take what they can get. To be honest with you, I fucking hate that shit. I think it's annoying, but that's the world that we live in, and that's why I think it's not going to happen. That's what it comes down to. Time zones wreck this idea. That's a great point. I never thought of that. Yeah, I literally never thought of that. Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, you're right about that. But Adult Swim didn't really feature content. It featured adult content, but it didn't feature adult content. You see what I'm saying? And like, also, like, what content was really on Adult Swim back in the day? Aqua Teen Hunger Force, fucking, like, Full Metal Alchemist, Ghost in a Shell, Evangelion, like, I mean, really, like, fucking Space Ghost, Robot Chicken, like, all this stuff, right? Boondocks, like, yeah, I mean, Boondocks was a little bit edgy, like, for sure, but, like, the other stuff, for sure, like, it's not really, like, this isn't stuff that, like, advertisers don't really want to be associated with. It's just that, you know, this is, like, just more adult content, right? That's all there is. But I like Boondocks a lot. I thought it was a good show. And saying half Aqua Teen Hunger Force, half the shit Aqua Teen Hunger Force get you banned on Twitch. I mean, like, not really, but, like, also it was a product of its time, right? So, like, there's some things you can say then you can't say now. And that's just the way the world works. I don't agree with it. I'm just saying that's what it is. So, yeah, advertisers are too busy trying to pander to Victorian morality. I think it's just that advertisers are too busy trying to pander to the people who talk to them. Because the fact is that advertisers don't really care one way or another. They just don't want to be involved in drama. That's literally it. They don't have, like, some massive, like, ideology behind this. They're not trying to, you know, change the world with, you know, making certain kinds of, you know, like, stuff like that. They're not trying to change the world. They're just trying to get their stuff out there without having it be full of a bunch of bullshit. Does that make sense? Yeah, the Karens writing letters. And, like, the advertisers freak out about this, but they don't realize that, like, these Karens writing letters are, like, 0.1% of the population, and nobody else out there cares about this at all. So that's all it is. Borderlands in general, more slip-ups will happen where nudity was intended after night. Yeah, exactly. Amazon on Twitch, this will never happen. Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of platforms that already have sexual content. Real Sex, Taxi Cab Confessions, and Cat House. Yeah, exactly. And like, this kind of stuff is just, I feel like advertisers are much more, maybe I don't really know how it was back in the 90s or the 2000s, because I was a kid then. But, like, it seems like advertisers are much more pussies nowadays, to be honest with you. They want nothing to hurt their bottom line. They would rather stay miles away from the edge. Exactly. And unfortunately, this is the case. I think that for all content creators, you should never rely on sponsorship or advertising, because you never know whenever they're going to just decide that, you know, something that you said that got taken out of context, or something that you did got taken out of context, or something like, you know, like let's say you live in Russia or something like this, and you know, you just have like all of your advertisers for your stream drop you because you're in Russia. So it's like literally nothing that you did, like it has nothing to do with you, but you just get dropped like that. You just get punished because you're part of another larger group. So you don't want to you don't want to be part of this. Try to be directly funded by your audience. I think anybody who's directly funded by their audience is truly free. If you have people,
Really,
and you
that's
have
the
your own,
price.
like subscribers, members, whatever you want to call
You're
it,
kidding me.
you're able to sell merchandise, sell a product. That's whenever you're truly free. You can have advertisers beyond
I mean,
that
let's
and make
see.
more money. That's great, but you don't have to rely on them. And I think that's what the difference is. Now, obviously, you can still get banned from platforms, and nobody's ever really free. Yeah, sure. But like, you see what I'm kind of saying, right? I think that makes sense. Unless you get canceled by your own audience. Who's really ever gotten canceled by their own audience whenever they kept making the same content? Because I think that never really happens. Like, nobody ever really got canceled by their own audience. H3, yeah, but people said that he got really sanctimonious, right? They said he was like always talking about political issues and like being you know, upset about them. So it was a change in personality that caused this. Well, let's see some more of them. Quinn, people still watch Quinn. They love Quinn. His audience didn't ban him. Twitch did. Arcadem. I think Arcadem is a good example. I feel like, yes, maybe Arcadem is a good example. In my opinion, the only way that you can get canceled by your own audience is if you do something that is counter to your public image. So, like, for example, if they caught, let me think of somebody, Hassan saying the N-word in private, it would be bad for him. But if they caught Keemstar saying that, I think it would just be Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what the reality is.
I have no idea how
because
rare this
people
is. I'm
already
probably
expect
just
that
doing
of
a
him.
stupid thing.
People already think he's an asshole, so this isn't counteracting. Like, if Keemstar was actually secretly, you know, doing a bunch of like social justice stuff, I think that would give him a higher chance of being canceled than if he said the N-word. To be honest with you, I do. Because people that watch him think like that and they act like that. That's the facts. And I think that's why people get canceled. Yeah. And that's what Pro Jared. Yeah, but Pro Jared, that was a complicated one. Yeah, that's what it is. People are probably gonna clip you, make a hate threat on Hassan. No, because he's banned on LSF, so they can't do that. So that won't be an issue. Luckily, but you guys see what I'm saying, though. You see what I'm saying? What about people who want to advertise condoms or similar products? VR chat would make perfect market for those ads. Well, this is the thing that a lot of content creators should realize, and I didn't realize. I talked to Mike from what's his name? The name's weird. Impulsive. Mike Malajek. And he said for every blue chip sponsor, you've got 17 other guys that are trying to sell dick pills that'll give you the same amount of money. Okay, so just swallow your pride, sell your dick pills, and do your edgy content. Okay, yeah, that's the fact. Because he's right. He absolutely is. Like, every single one of these, like, crazy people has sponsors, and it's, like, all these, like, weird stuff. It's like, okay, if you buy these special seeds and plant them, it'll grow into a garden that you can live under whenever the nuclear holocaust happens or something like this. Just absolute crazy shit, man. Yeah, no one using Twitch needs condoms. That's true, too. Zillion OP, remember him? Well, yeah, but again, he changed his public appearance. And so, like, people thought that he was in a wheelchair, and then that changed. It's the same thing people said Greek changed. Now, I think that obviously a lot of that was bullshit, but in general, that's what people think. And so it's about living up to what your audience has an expectation for. I think that's really what it is. And that's not freedom, though, right? Well, that's what I said before. Nobody's ever really free, right? I mean, of course, obviously, you know, you've got people that are going to want to watch you for certain things. It's kind of like with me. Whenever I decided, like, I don't want to go and, you know, be like this, like, weird community organizer for, like, video game ethics and stuff like this, some people got mad at me.
Jesus,
they said, wow, you're
so
giving
cheap.
up and, you know, you suck now. We hate you. And, like, obviously, like, some people get upset about that. Sure. But, like, you have to move forward, and I think that if you want to change your content at all, you're going to have to expect to have some level of churn whenever you have some people that aren't happy with what you're doing and you have other people that are. That's just the way things go, guys. That's life. If you're free, if your life doesn't depend on other people liking you, yeah, but like it always does to an extent. Like I don't know, like I mean maybe if you're like a Tibetan monk it doesn't. But you see what I'm saying? I think that like trying to go for some absolutist approach to things is usually something that's easily countered by logic in a few seconds. However, I think that we should talk about common sense and just like what really makes sense, right? What does this mean functionally in everyday society rather than some ultimate idea that's like a philosophy? Truth fan is being able to deep throw the microphone for a couple of bucks. Oh, they make way more than that, okay? Let's be honest. Are you going to ask about heritage armor sets for the rest of classes? I hope that I didn't put that on there, right? I think that's a kind of... I want to ask more big picture questions. But yeah, obviously, I would want to ask that too. Sure. If I have time at the end, I'll maybe tack on a few things like that. Sure. Let's see here. But being aware of those limitations can be beneficial. Absolutely. So anyway, there's a few other things that how do you know Mike? I was on a podcast with him. I was. He was the only person who was talking more than I was. I was impressed. Yeah, so that's how I know. It was actually during the, whenever Aiden Ross first came on Twitch, it was like me, it was just all the guys on Scuff Podcast from back in the day, right? So like, it was like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, something like that, sure. And I think I mirror your feelings, do what's true to your heart. Exactly, yeah. And you've got to obviously change. And there have been times where people do that and they lose. It's like kind of, you know what a good example of this is like streaming, right? You have people that like a lot of times, how many people do you know have talked about like going into variety streaming and having a lot of trouble with it because a lot of their audience doesn't want to stick around? You see what I'm saying? So like in an abstract way, that's kind of the same point that I'm making. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
but
that's
the
kind
streaming
of the same
is
point that I'm making. And it's 10:45. Yeah. So it's 10:45 and it's going to be at 3, so you can do the math. So yeah, League of Legends streamers, WoW streamers, I've had this problem before. I've talked about it many times. So I think that a lot of people have this issue, and it's difficult to do. And so I think this is the same thing, where people have like an expectation of you for a certain kind of content, and then you start doing another kind of content, and it's better. However, I think that, like, for example, this is a very different example, but, like, sometimes it's beneficial to do different content. So, like, for example, remember whenever Machine Gun Kelly used to be a rapper? Nobody gave a fuck about him. But then Eminem effectively ended his rap career and did him the best fucking favor that you could ever do somebody. It gave Machine Gun Kelly, like, now he's got multiple top 40 songs. He's doing incredibly well, making totally different music. So that's actually sometimes good to move away from what you're doing and do something else. So evolving is not always a bad thing. But overall, I think that's, yeah, it dates Megan Fox too, exactly. And so that's what it is. He's going back to rap. Well, yeah, I mean, I think you'll probably try it out again, sure. But, like, you know, it might not see as much success as you will with, like, the punk pop type stuff, right? And Bloody Valentine's a good fucking song. Yeah, I actually think he makes good music. Like, I do. I know it's popular to hate on things that are popular, but I think he's a good musician. He's a good artist, man. And so, yeah, Eminem did say he had to give you a career to destroy it. There you fucking go. And so, anyway, I think that it's not always a bad case, and there are a lot of other people that have, like, moved into doing other things, and it's been incredibly helpful and incredibly lucrative. You know, you look at, like, Elon Musk going from, like, doing PayPal to, like, Tesla or SpaceX or something like that. And now we're seeing Twitter. Where's that going to go? We're not sure. But, you know, time will tell. So it's always a good thing to try to evolve, but it's also never a good thing to do it in a way that's not measured and in a direction that you're confident in. So that's the way I look at it. Yeah, wrestlers became movie actors. Well, I mean, to be fair, they were kind of doing the same thing already, but yeah. Let's look at a few things on Reddit. I didn't do this yesterday because I just simply didn't do this yesterday. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about and a lot of stuff to look into. You didn't do PayPal? I thought Elon Musk was involved in PayPal. Am I wrong about that? Yeah, I thought Elon Musk played an integral role in PayPal. The idea, it doesn't matter like how involved he was. Like you see the idea, it's not like he went from one financial service to another one. He went to a completely different industry, and he was successful in that too. And that's my point that I'm making. It has nothing to do with PayPal or Tesla fundamentally. So let's look over here. Given all the discussion around revenue split and Twitch being complacent with another negative side effect of watching ads on Twitch, well, here's a really simple question, okay? And this is something, Twitch, please listen. Please listen to this, Twitch. If you don't have exclusivity, why the fuck is somebody gonna watch Twitch whenever they could watch somebody streaming the exact same content on YouTube with better video quality, no in-video ads, and in general, better bandwidth and more stability? Why would somebody ever do this? If you literally present, like, you have two identical things, you are presenting the exact same product
I'm gonna
twice.
check something.
And one product is in 480p,
Fair
and
enough.
the other product is in 1080p. Unless you want to watch a classic WoW video and you want to get nostalgic about it, you're going to watch the 1080p one. That's just the facts. Chat sucks. Chat is not as important as people think it is. Do you know how I know? Because most people don't chat. It's not as important as people think it is. Of course, the people in chat think that it's important. Wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't that make sense, guys? That the people in chat think that it's important? Okay, so here's the facts, right? Is that I think that chat is about the reason why about 25% of people watch Twitch. And they enjoy the chat and the community aspect. But the other 75%, and let's not get mired down into numbers here. Maybe it's 60-40, maybe it's 70-30, maybe it's 80-20. Like, I don't really know. But I think the majority of people don't really care that much about chat. Like, the amount of emotes and things like this in the chat do
God damn
not
it, I'm still
really
waiting.
improve the quality of the experience for them.
I'm
And
still
if they
waiting
weren't
for this
watching that, it wouldn't really matter.
dungeon.
Look at somebody
Jesus
like
fuck.
Dr. Disrespect. You're not going to watch Dr. Disrespect for the chat. Oh, wow, he finished a game with Shroud, and they're spamming firm handshakes again. Amazing. This is incredible. How could this ever possibly happen? You know, it doesn't matter. So there's a lot of people who chat matters more for, though. However, I want to say this. This exists on a spectrum. So, for example, a streamer like me, I'm about, like, probably, I don't know, I'm kind of in the middle, because I read chat a lot, I interact with chat a lot, so it makes it more complex. But you watch somebody like Forzen, and a big appeal is the chat. You watch somebody like Old Greek, a big appeal is the chat. You watch somebody like Old Mitch, and even Mitch now to an extent is the chat. But you watch somebody like Doc, somebody like Shroud, somebody like maybe Nick Merckx. I'm trying to think of some other people. A lot of these people, they don't actually, E-Rob, chat is a big part of the content. A lot of these people, like, chat is not part of their stream, and it's just something that exists simultaneously. Does that make sense? So, like, yeah, some people are going to stick around for that, but I think that's the minority of streams. If you want me to be totally honest with you, I think that the amount of, like, super involved, like, super users on Twitch is it's like maybe 20-30% of the audience. And everybody else, if they have an option to watch something either on YouTube or on Twitch, they're going to choose YouTube. Because YouTube has a chat, it's just not as good. And also, that's a lot easier to solve than a business model. Like, Twitch's business model is fucked. Because if you're making people watch ads in the middle of a stream, that is going to make them leave the stream. That's going to frustrate them, and it is inherently cannibalistic. It is much easier to fix a chat experience than it is to fix a fucking business model. Like, let's be honest. So YouTube is making a better on that. Well, let me see if I can find the clip. A guy that it's the new guy that runs YouTube Gaming was talking about this yesterday. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, there we go. Take a look at this, guys. So this is a comment made by the guy who's running YouTube, global head of gaming creators. Lots coming in YouTube Gaming in the next 2 weeks. Also, PSA, the YouTube's rev share across funding features, i.e. supers and memberships, remains 70-30. What a convenient thing to mention right now. And our YouTube partner program doesn't require any form of content exclusivity. In my opinion, I think that if Twitch doesn't require exclusivity, people will migrate off the platform very quickly. I think that they will because of the ad experience and the fact that it's cannibalistic towards the content. Now, if YouTube implements the same thing, I still think that people are going to stay on YouTube instead because YouTube has built up a, they in general, like the ads on YouTube aren't that much louder than the videos, right? Like there's little things like that. And also, I just think the YouTube video player is better. Like, straight up. Like, if we're gonna watch like a big event or something like that, I pull it up on YouTube instead of Twitch because it's just a more stable player. There's less lag. There's better quality. It's just a better player in every regard. So why would somebody go to Twitch and watch something on Twitch unless that's the only place that they can see it on? And that's honestly the facts. So if Twitch is going to drop the exclusivity thing, they really need to rethink their entire business model because all they're doing whenever they're dropping exclusivity is saying to a lot of people, you might as well watch it on YouTube at this point. You guys see what I'm saying? Twitch app is better now? Yeah, I think Twitch app is definitely better now. Yeah, it absolutely is. But like also like pre-rolls on Twitch are like usually longer than pre-rolls on YouTube. Creators have less control over them. So like you have some people that, you know, they get a pre-roll. Like for example, like if I get a pre-roll and I'm watching a new streamer, a person I've never seen before, I just go and watch somebody else because it's a barrier to entry. Like you guys ever had this happen? You're on your phone, you're on the Twitch app, right? And let's say you don't have ad block, and you open up a stream and it plays an ad and you close it and you go back to YouTube, or you go to Twitter or something like that. It's like, yeah. Think about how many people they lose because of that, right? That happens a lot. Ad 1 of 8, unskippable. Well, that's because the streamer's playing it themselves. That's very different. But just in general, I think this is a huge problem that Twitch is going to have. And I think Twitch is being too complacent about it. And simultaneously saying that, you know, like, oh, we're going to cut down your revenue, etc. I think this is a very, very worrying thing. International ads are much more fleshed out and better on YouTube. Yeah, I've heard the same thing, actually. And also, the reason why they're better on YouTube, this is like more tech stuff, so like I'm not going to get into this too much. But Google AdSense, there's a reason why people thought Google was going to take over the world. And people still think it will. The reason is because they are really fucking good at what they do. Google AdSense and Google Analytics is the best analytical program in the world. It just simply is. Like Amazon, the Amazon analytics and algorithms for ads are not even in the same universe as Google. They're very good and they're getting better, but it's like, I mean, it's like a car next to a tank. You see what I'm saying? Like Google is just, the AdSense is state of the art. It's the best that there is. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's the same with mobile games. Ad plays, close game. Exactly. And so browsing streams on YouTube needs to be better. You're exactly right. And I think that they should work on that too. It's better for all of the content creators on Twitch and YouTube and the viewers if there's a healthy competition between the two platforms, because I do think that competition to a degree does breed excellence. And I think that a lot of positive things happen. I think the best example that I can give you of competition breeding excellence and being positive for the consumer is back whenever, remember Xbox One came out with a bunch of consumer unfriendly practices, like you couldn't resell games, like it had to be always connected to the internet, and you had to have a webcam on it, right? Sony comes out and they say, we're not doing that. And Xbox could not compete in the market because Sony would not do that. So they had to go back and adopt their previous consumer friendly practices because their competitors will drive them out of the market if they don't. So that's a good example that I can give you of how that happens and why that happens. Yeah, Sony, ever since then, I bought PlayStations. I'm going to be honest with you. I have. Like, it's not like I hate Xbox. I love Xbox. I'm the biggest Halo fan. Like, I say that. I've never even played Halo Infinite, right? I've been so busy doing other stuff. But I used to be the biggest Halo fan. Like, I like Xbox. I'm super happy that, like, Microsoft bought Blizzard Activision. Absolutely. But, like, I don't know. Like, PS3 is just PS3, PS4,
Finally.
PS5. It's just a better product. That's all there is to it. And so yeah, that's all it comes down to. So yeah, I think this is going to definitely hurt Twitch if they decide to get rid of exclusivity. It really will. PlayStation 5's model sucks too. No backwards compatibility. I don't know the details for that, so I don't want to get into that right now. But let's see what some people think about this. PS3 is not better than the 360. PS3 did play Blu-ray, but I'll give you that. Yeah, I think the transition happened in PS4 and PS5. Sure, I think that it's much more arguable. I think, yeah, PS4 is superior to Xbox One, and I think that the PS5 is generally, like, really, really good. I think my PS5 is really good.
We should unsync.
So, yeah, PS2, and yeah, PS2 is the greatest console.
I don't think I can play a bit on
Like, even though, like, my favorite console is Super Nintendo. Like, let's be honest, because that's what I grew up on. PlayStation 2 is fucking numerically the greatest console of all time, and there's nothing even remotely close. That's all there is to it. PS2 was king for nearly 10 years. Think about that.
PS2
it's
is king.
Unreal. Like, it had a DVD player whenever most people didn't. It still used VCR. It was ridiculous, man. Let's see here. YouTube gang, there it is. I was about to say the other one. For me, as a non-sub, Answering other streams don't bother me as much as streamers have control over it, except you get pre-rolls sometimes. If the streamer has gone too long without running them, streamers usually have to run them only whenever they get out for food or bio.
I don't think I have pre-rolls or
However,
any
ads
ads.
for VODs can go burn in hell. They're always right at hype points, and I completely agree with the guy on this point. Isn't that part of the bad, not the good? Streamers usually run whenever they don't have to. Click on your favorite streamer, it loads and you see 8 ads, so you wait for them to finish, and then you see the streamer still AFK, so you click another streamer, get 1 minute of ad, and then you watch it, and then the streamer is currently just talking about Thai food instead of playing the game, despite being in the game category. So then you click on another streamer, and you get no ad. The streamer dies to a boss, says it's been an hour, and begins rolling 8 ads. At this point, you spend 5 more minutes just trying to find something you can put on your second monitor without having to pay attention to it anyway, so you open up YouTube and watch the first 1 hour video of a dude eating street food in China. It happened to me so many times already. True. I love this fucking comment. This is great.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't get away from it, man. It's awful. Yeah, ads suck, but it doesn't help how Twitch does ads. I think that ads...
I wish I could actually run a channel full without ads. Without ads at all. Like, no ads in my YouTube videos, like starter, middle, whatever. No ads on Twitch. I don't think, because I'm a tiny nobody, I don't think I have any ads. I don't think, I haven't set it up anything myself, so I don't know if Twitch plays them in front without me ever knowing, because I see only myself. I will need to, you know, get into my own stream and look at it and check it. But whenever I did that, which was rare actually, I don't think I ever got any ads, but I'm gonna check. I mean, Alice watches me all the time, and she's in US. If anybody's gonna get bullshit ads, it's probably gonna be her. So I'm gonna, but I would not allow ads, because I do use ad block. I know how annoying ads are, and I just don't wanna torment others with those ads. So I would rather like take an L on that and have people not have to suffer for ads than anything else. So, and I mean, I would just wanna get and you know, you know, cash. How would I get cash from if I don't have any ads? Ads is the literal backbone of any online, you know, or a lot of online funding. There is a word, but I'm blanking out completely. So okay, these guys explode. That's not cool. That's ow, 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 ow. Why did they just stack up on a lot of damage? Thanks for the heals. Where was it going? Yes. Any amount of money you get would probably be from ads. I would want any funds, anything from like from streaming and all that to come directly from people. Like, yes, maybe like subscribes through Twitch, or like, I don't know. Ah shit, these guys are really exploding. Oh fuck, maybe I should get away. Oh. Wait, they needed to be protected by this. Fuck. Okay, the mechanic is kind of weird. It's easy to learn the mechanic, just I need to know what the fuck I need to do. V-Tank, Hunka Bunga, kill ads. Okay, they're explaining the mechanic, which is fine. Sorry. Mm-hmm. What about the Mark 1? I hope I don't get marked again. Anyway, as I said, I would like to any like funds and anything to come directly from people, either like Patreon support, which I know takes a cut as well, or like direct tips or subscriptions on Twitch and whatever, YouTube, but not from the ads. I would not like the ads is actually the best. I'm not gonna lie, the ads, I think you get the most cash from that, and not from just regular ads, but like, you know, what was it, paid content, advertisements you put into a video additionally and all that. But again, I would, is that, I thought it was moguls, but no, it's Sage. Anyway, okay, got marked again and again. Maybe I shouldn't be in the middle of them. Oh, but we're TPSing got faster than before, I think. Okay, please don't mark me again. Not that so. Ah, fuck. Okay, killed it. Before any bullshit happened. Anyway.
The thing is that, in my opinion, I don't think ad block is a solution to the ad problem, because I do think that ad block will eventually stop working. Like, I know people will say, oh, that's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. There is a multi-billion-dollar industry that is vested heavily in making this happen. They will make it happen, guys. Like, they will make it happen, it's going to happen, and that's all there is to it. Now, obviously, it's going to be a little bit different, but it already has. Yes, it's already started happening. And
yeah,
there's
that's
already been, you know, there was a Black Mirror episode about this, and apparently some executives saw that and thought it was a good idea. And now they're having a thing that might track your eyeballs to make sure that you're actually watching an ad whenever the ad plays.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? That's crazy. And just keep this in mind. This is only step 1 or 2. What does step 5 look like? I don't even want to know. But like what I'm saying is that I feel like we should talk about which ads are good and which ads are bad, rather than all ads are bad or all ads are good, because I don't think that people will have a chance to choose all or nothing in the future. That's what I think is going to happen. Fuck that. There will always be people, and this is what's going to happen, right? There will always be people that will be able to subvert the ads. But those people and the barrier to entry to doing that will become larger and larger and larger. Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, yes, obviously you can still do it if you want to invest a lot of time into this, but doing that will take so much more time. Obviously, there will always be maybe some way that you can avoid them or something like that. But, like, you know, like, are you willing to download an add-on? Are you willing to download a program? Are you willing to download a registry edit? Are you willing to download, you know, an exe file and like, have it running in the background on your computer, right? Like, what level are you willing to do on a computer? And like, also, whenever you guys say yes, who watches the watchers? Who watches the watchers? I don't know, guys. Like, I'm, like, especially a registry edit file, like, I don't think I would do that. I would rather watch an ad. I would rather watch an ad than download a registry edit file from a fucking random third-party ad blocking service, because who knows what they're gonna do with your stuff? They have less accountability. So yeah, that stresses me out too. Absolutely, Fairman Gold. Well, it's not that I'm not afraid, but yeah, I mean, of course, I think that if you get to that level, it's going to happen. Open source stuff, though, you never know what's going to happen. And all I'm really saying is that I do think that ads in the future will be unskippable. I think in one way or another, and it could be in a way that we have not even imagined yet. This is something that we don't even know has happened yet, but I think it really will. I think that a lot of people are saying no, because they don't want it to be true, not because they don't think it will be true. That's what my opinion is. I think that many people are just saying no because they're like, well, I don't want this to be true. It's not true. And that's it. No, look at history. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. And Neuralink, yeah, that's not going to be for 50 more years, man. Interactive ads are unskippable, and I think that might happen, man. If ads are unskippable and never watch Twitch again, yeah, but then what are you going to do? You're going to go to YouTube? What happens whenever YouTube does the same thing? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and then, so what are you going to do? You're going to go back to reading books? I mean, you're going to go back to playing video games? So there's ads in video games now, too. Imagine that. Like, you guys have seen this before? Like, there are ads now being put in video games? Like, you're just, like, basically, you're like, the island that you're living on outside of ads is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. You know, that's about it. Retro only? Well, I think that, yeah, obviously you'll still have ways to do that, but if you want to participate in popular culture and consume anything new, this is what's going to happen. So unless you want to be stuck in 1995, which, to be honest with you, I wish I was, you know, you're going to have to accept this to a certain degree. And again, I don't like ads. You guys know I never run ads on my stream. I don't. I don't run ads. I could make I could probably make millions of dollars a year if I ran ads on my stream consistently. But the reason why I don't do it is because my viewers don't like it, and I think it would in general hurt the stream. And I'd rather just not do it. That's all there is to it. I would do the same. Yeah, that's really all there is to it. I run them at the end of my stream non-stop whenever I'm basically ending. That's what I do at the end, and that's it. And Hassan does. That's because Hassan's under contract to do it. And Hassan also negotiated for the minimum amount, too. So that's important to keep in mind.
Yeah, maybe like either that or that. Like either run it at the end of the stream, fully, like just, and everybody knows that. Like you just say, oh, at the end of the stream, we're gonna get blasted with some ads because you need to pay rent and food, stuff like that. But at the beginning of the stream or during or something, no, I would probably most definitely not. Jesus, what the fuck did I just get? And nothing useful, apparently. Yeah, this is a new version. I don't think I did this. This is a hard version of a dungeon, I think. I don't think I did it before. So I'm probably just gonna blast through this and then skip over to Twitch. I've been an hour here. I've got some viewers, but not much. I mean, I'm not expecting to get 20 viewers now, but you know, at least just randoms. One. I like how they changed the dungeon. Wow, it's fucking terrifying. Huh? Up. Don't stay in the light, apparently. Oh, it's a tinier version of the boss of the first dungeon version of this. I think. It's a little baby mind player. Oh boy. And he's got minions. Tank, can you take care of them? While I, you know, spray this guy with light. Oof. Is this the boss? No, I don't think it is the boss. God damn it, this everything. Wait, why did it skip cutscene? I don't believe I've watched cutscene here. God damn it. Why did it skip? Did it came at the end of the dungeon? But I definitely don't remember the mechanics of the other one. I know it turned on the option to skip cutscenes that I already seen. And that's the thing that I did. Oh boy, that's a long cutscene. we're here. Let's go. Oh, yeah, I didn't get the remapping achievement, so I think I did this dungeon? My brain is probably not remembering at all. Okay, time to dive in. Slash. Oh yeah, these. Oh no, I remember these guys. They can grab onto you, stop you from moving. I think. Yeah, she got it. I love this Fletch. Oh boy, that sucks. Please heal, thank you. Ooh. Dodged out of that one. Here come more. The fact that they have such a long cast or something. Damage is still good. I think I can go for a second jump in. Whoa. Jump up. Shit. I didn't jump out. Oh. Can I do this? Okay, fine. Feeling lucky on this complete. Jeez, dudes, why did you just run away? You didn't even check what's available for. God damn it. The only one left is this dude that's watching a video. Oh yeah, I know why I didn't get any items, because my inventory is stupidly full because I'm an idiot. God damn it, why am I such an idiot? Well, what are these? These are bracers? I don't need so many low-level bracers. I'm a dumbass. I need to clear my inventory. Still don't have better items, but fine. It's the same. Yeah, nice robe. Is it for Conjurer, White Mage, King Sage, Scholar? Nothing for Red Mage. Oh, I got accommodation. Cool, cute. It is good when you get it as a DPS, honestly. Excuse me. I think I leveled up even. Alliance raid. I think you can get into that better, faster than the other things. Yep, 5 minutes. Anyway, this was a test for YouTube. I think it's gonna be Twitch from now on again. At all, completely. Gotta get something more to drink and be back on Twitch. Till then, it's the stories that you play. See ya.